Washington, the United States Department of Justice placed one of its top immigration lawyers on leave on Saturday, a day after he criticized the Trump administration's erroneous deportation of a Maryland man to El Salvador in court. Attorney General Pam Bondi announced the suspension of Erez Reuveni, who represented the government on Friday when a federal judge ruled that the Trump administration acted unlawfully by mistakenly deporting Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Bondi stated, "Under my direction, every Department of Justice attorney is required to vigorously advocate on behalf of the United States. Any attorney who fails to comply with this directive will face consequences." U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes, appointed by former President Barack Obama, ordered that 29-year-old Abrego Garcia must be returned to the United States. The judge gave the administration until 11:59 p.m. Monday to remove Abrego Garcia from the violent prison in El Salvador, where he is being held, and return him to U.S. soil. In a case that has drawn national attention, Abrego Garcia was among hundreds of alleged members of criminal gangs MS-13 and Venezuela's Tren de Aragua, expelled from the U.S. to El Salvador last month. Trump invoked the rarely used 1798 Alien Enemies Act to expedite these deportations. During Friday's hearing in a federal court in Greenbelt, Maryland, Reuveni expressed frustration with the Trump administration's lack of response to his inquiries and told the judge he had questioned why the government could not bring Abrego Garcia back to the U.S. He said, "My answer to a lot of these questions is going to be frustrating, and I am frustrated. The government made a choice here to produce no evidence." The Trump administration, which appealed the judge's decision, acknowledged in court records earlier this week that Garcia's deportation was a mistake due to an administrative error. However, the U.S. government argued it has no jurisdiction to order his return because he is in a foreign country. The judge criticized the Justice Department lawyers over Abrego Garcia's arrest and questioned the government's claim that it could not retrieve him. She stated that if federal authorities were able to establish terms and conditions for his placement in El Salvador, then certainly they had the functional control to reverse the decision, the wrong decision. Abrego Garcia had fled El Salvador as a teenager to escape gang violence and was pulled over by federal immigration agents near his home in Beltsville, Maryland, on March 12 and arrested. 3 days later, he was expelled and sent back to El Salvador despite having won a court order 6 years earlier barring his removal. Judge Zinnes also questioned the government's claim that Abrego Garcia is a member of MS-13. She remarked, "In a court of law, when someone is accused of being part of such a violent and predatory organization, it comes in the form of an indictment, complaint, or criminal proceeding that then undergoes a robust process so that we can assess the facts. I haven't heard that from the government."